Alright, so Monday morning, my first training session of the week, my AM chest session. This evening I have my PM arm session. So 4 exercises this morning. I've got my cuffed clavicular cable fly, got a hammer strength incline press, then I have a cable press, so costal cable press, so focusing on the sternocostal head of the pec, and then I have a pec deck fly. The cable press though, I've got 2 top sets and then 1 back off set, so it's a little bit different to the other movements. This movement, the next movement, and the pec deck fly, they're all straight sets. So yeah, basically just same rep range for all of those, but for the cable chest press, I've got 2 sets of 6 to 10 and 1 set of 10 to 15. So yeah, that's the only thing that's really different. And I've got the mic on my shirt today because I forgot my cap. So hopefully the audio's alright. Going into the first working set now. Using the cuffs is honestly the biggest fuck around in history. So I'm probably actually going to ditch the cuffs in the last 2 sets. Not because it's superior, but just because it's uncomfortable as hell. So yeah, this time. To be honest, I actually feel that a lot more in my chest. So, exercise number 2, set number 1. Number 2, a little bit heavier. And set number 1 of 2 for the top sets. I've adjusted the bench slightly. I've moved it slightly forward just to get a little bit more of a deeper stretch at the end of each rep. And I just wanted to take a moment to mention that this is actually the first official week of the off-season where I've been able to do the full plan from the beginning. Because last week I had to kind of improvise the first session. I didn't get my training block until after I did my first day of training. So here we go. I can barely count that 8th rep, but I'm going to give it to myself and just try and refine it next week. Alright, so first PM arm session of the week. Okay, so third and final set. Been losing about a rep each set, each working set, so I'll aim for 12 on this, but if I get more, then it's just a bonus. Just positioning my torso a little bit on an angle just to align my torso up with the direction of my arm. So I was going to do these downstairs, but there's too many fuckwits down there, so I'm going to do it up here. Basically, these are just called drag curls, and it's a bicep variation where you pull the elbow behind your torso as you curl up. It's really, really good just for targeting the bicep in its fully shortened position while taking a lot of stress off the shoulders if your shoulders are susceptible to getting niggles and problems. So set 1 of 3, 10 to 15 reps. What you really want to focus on when you do drag curls is try to avoid shrugging on the curl. Because if you shrug when you're curling the weight up, you're going to really involve your upper traps, and it's just going to really take away from how much you can get your biceps to participate in the movement. So do your best to try not shrug as you curl up, and you'll feel it a lot more in your biceps. Okay, so now that we've targeted the biceps in the fully shortened position, we're going to target them in the fully lengthened position with an incline dumbbell curl. Our muscle's always at its strongest in its fully shortened position, so training it in its strongest position or the strongest portion of its range of motion is usually probably the best way to go about training the muscle at the beginning of a session, and then as you get towards the end of a session, start prioritizing movements that fully stretch or lengthen out the muscle more. This goes with any exercise, but I definitely notice it a lot with arms training and specifically things like incline dumbbell curls. People perform them very sloppy. You want to be as strict as possible with this movement. One, biceps in a very compromised position at that deep stretch because of the amount of shoulder extension that you're in. And two, in order to really get the most out of the eccentric loading phase, you want to try to take out that stretch reflex at the bottom. So a decent solid pause at the bottom of each rep of the bicep curl when you're doing incline dumbbell curls goes a very long way. At least like 2 to 3 seconds pausing at that stretch position for the majority of the reps. As the set progresses and as you get closer to the end of the set and fatigue sets in, it's okay to speed those up a little bit, but still be mindful of how much you compromise with your execution when you're doing any exercise, but more specifically small body parts and muscle groups like biceps and triceps that are a little bit more stubborn to growth. Okay, so because I'm at a time crunch, I'm going to shorten the rest period for this last set by a lot, which means I'm probably not going to meet the minimum number of reps, but that's okay. I'll just get close enough to failure to make the set count. Okay, so katana extensions. Oh, a bitch to set up, but they're really fun. Definitely overshot the weight on that set. So you might be wondering why I said you should train a muscle in its shortened position and then its stretched position and not the other way around, and then I'm doing exactly what I said you probably shouldn't do. Well, when it comes to the triceps, because it does have multiple heads, if you want to pre-exhaust or pre-fatigue one of the heads of the triceps, then you hone in on one of its primary actions and do an exercise that allows you to perform that action under load. So an overhead extension or the katana extension, which I was doing before, will tax or exhaust the long head of the tricep a little bit more. That'll allow you to pre-exhaust that a little bit so that you can go into a different tricep variation where you're not in an overhead shoulder flex position, where you're doing something like this, for example, and target the other two heads a little bit more.